Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the fabulous Hong Kong Football Club, one of Asia's premier sporting institutions. We're set for an exhilarating afternoon of rugby as Hong Kong China takes on the ACT Brumbies in what promises to be another thrilling encounter. My name is Jamie Hood, and I'm joined by all-round good guy and current Hong Kong Sevens co-captain, Seb Bryan.
Thank you so much, Jamie. It is a pleasure to be down here at Sports Road on a beautiful Saturday afternoon and back in the box with you, and honoured to be invited back.
Lovely to have you, Sebi. Following a heavy defeat at the hands of Japan A at Kai Tak Stadium, this afternoon's match sees the Hong Kong China team continue their preparations for Rugby World Cup 2027 and provides an opportunity for the Hong Kong players to put their hands up for selection for next week's match against Portugal in Lisbon, which could prove vital with the draw for the 2027 World Cup less than 4 weeks away. After a strong third-place finish on the Super Rugby table before a semi-final exit at the hands of the Chiefs, their opponents, the ACT Brumbies, will be looking to build both strength and depth with many of their Australia national stars away. Hong Kong have made several changes to their starting 15 with only 3 players in the pack, holding onto their place after the Japan A game, and 5 in the backs, with coach Andy Douglas opting for some fresh faces prior to the squad's trip to Portugal. Exciting times for Hong Kong at the moment, Sebi.
Absolutely, we've got a great match-up today. So Brumbies are off the back of their first week of pre-season, and they've flown out here, so this is a super early game. We're seeing a few new partnerships and combinations, and there'll be a lot of people eager to put their hands up and get picked for the season.
As we see the ACT Brumbies squad up on our screen now, Finn Baxter, Chris Mickelson and Drew Brinsdick in the front row. Huge frames of Harvey Cordukes and Lachlan Shaw in the second row, an established partnership there with Toby McPherson, Jack Harley and Taina Talulama in the back row. Clayton Thorne and Captain Declan Meredith make up the halves, with Hudson Creighton, Jared McLeod, Caden Pritchard, Shane Wilcox and Austin Anderson making up the rest of the back line. Some big units coming off the bench with Lupina Atta, Nate Hepai and Tauchi Chantong in the front row, and Ollie Aylmer, Keldon Neville, Judas Solmaisi and Dan Nelson, Joe Dillon making up the rest of the replacements. And of course, head coach Stephen Larkham, one of Australia's most capped players and famous coaches.
And we look to Hong Kong with a new look front row from last week. Rory Cinnamon, Harry Barron and Callum McFeet-Smith. Joined in the pack with Max Murphy, James Rivers and then Tyler McNutt coming into the team with the ever-present James Sawyer and Captain Josh Hurstich. Into the backs, Brendan Nell retains his spot, but Gregor McNeish comes in. Dylan McCann on one wing. Ben Axton Burrett moves into 12. Marcus Ramage comes from the wing into 13. Guy Spanton at 14 and Matt Worley at 15. The finishers, Callum Scott, Sunir Famatau, Zaki Cinnamon in the front row. Kyle Sullivan and Jack Bartlett looking to shore up the second row and locks. Eric Choi, the speedster at scrum half coming on, and Joseph Barker to steady the ship. And then finally, Tommy Hill coming back on at centre and general backs cover.
And as we see the stand starting to fill up for the start of this match, a beautiful sports road here in the centre of Hong Kong. right in the middle of the Happy Valley Racecourse. It is a scorcher out there. It's definitely got a lot warmer to say, hasn't it, Sebi?
It has, and this is an ongoing partnership between Hong Kong and the ACT Brumbies. This will be the third time they've played each other, with the most recent one being in May. Steve Larkham has been in with the coaches of the Hong Kong team, helping them build towards the Rugby World Cup in Australia 2027. And as Jamie said, the pools come out for that in December, which we're all very excited about.
Two teams, very different stages of their preparation and season. Hong Kong very much in season at the moment and building towards that Portugal test, that vital test for seedings and the draw for the Rugby World Cup. But the Brumbies very much in the pre-season at the moment, and we're right, Sebi, they've played a domestic competition. Were not very successful in a few of their games in Australia, but they've had a week's worth of training session, and now they're in Hong Kong looking to build into their Super Rugby season.
That's true, Jamie. They're off the back of a super successful Super Rugby season last season, though, finishing third for 2025 and the top Australian team. Bit of history about the Brumbies. They have a lot of pedigree. They're one of only 2 Super Rugby teams to win over 200 games. And as we mentioned before, Coach Steve Larkham, he knows a lot about winning and he knows a lot about rugby. 102 Wallabies caps and a lot of time playing for the Brumbies. Potentially the greatest fly half in Australian history. What would you say about that, Jamie?
Undoubtedly, undoubtedly.
We're just getting ready for the players to march on.
As the players line up in the tunnel at the four-gate stand at the historic Hong Kong Football Club. Captain Joshua Hurstich getting ready to lead his side out. It's the third time that Hong Kong have faced the ACT Brumbies in recent history. 2 losses so far. Most recent one back in May, I believe, Sebi.
That's true, Jamie, but both of them away on the road in a tough Canberra.
Hong Kong a very different beast at home, especially at Sports Road, sir.
And the boys march on. Well, Jamie, you know the bounce of this pitch more than anyone, and it can throw up some curveballs, so I'm sure Hong Kong will be looking to their offensive kicking game to try and put some spanners in the works. Brumbies, very strong team. As mentioned before, a lot of people putting their hands up for selection for the next season, but no Australian A players. And
a few players that have faced the Lions in recent history in their recent summer tour down under, isn't that right, Sebi?
That's right. 36-24 they lost to the Lions in one of the warm-ups, which is a pretty incredible performance, and we have 3 of those players joining us today. We have the number 8, Tuliama, and the captain, Declan Meredith, and also, who was our last player, Jamie? And Lachlan Shaw, that's right, the 21-year-old second row, 6'6", 115 kg of pure Canberra beef.
A lot like the Mascot Wayby, who's just left the field after presenting the match ball to Declan Meredith, the Brumbies captain. Similar frames.
We good on the sidelines, please. Josh, ready? Stay behind.
The Brumbies playing in their classic blue, white and yellow tinged shirts, and Hong Kong in their home colour of blue and red. And it's an early win for the Brumbies off the kickoff, straight onto the attack. Looked like a suspicion of a forward pass there.
First by Red.
And that's correct. An early decision for Matt Rodden to make, the man in the middle tonight, a Hong Kong referee. But lots of pedigree on the world circuit as well.
Yeah,
Plying his trade as a TMO these days in sevens.
He's been around a lot, Matt Rodden. Rather than searching for the deep traditional corner kickoff and pinning teams in, it looked like Brumbies opted to go away from a pod and create a one-on-one contest, which they won back. But Hong Kong, oh, the advantage was still on, so Brumbies have a strike play centre of the field.
Very difficult position to defend this. Brumbies going for a sort of box formation. Blindside wing standing behind 10. Looking to draw the Hong Kong defence blind and attacking open. Lovely loop play, attacking through the centre there for the Brumbies. Great carry from Caden Pritchard, outside centre. Hong Kong have won an early penalty at that breakdown.
And as well as the early penalty, the first look at the new front row, they look solid there, Jamie, very solid. Hong Kong will be taking a lot from this start.
Looks like lots of work has been done in that set piece, especially in the scrummage from a couple of weeks ago against Japan, Seb. Encouraging signs early on. Gregor Manish relieving some pressure and a chance to attack from just inside the Hong Kong half. Shortened lineup from Hong Kong. Lovely clean take. And an early carry for captain Josh Hurstich.
Advantage.
Huge, towering box kick from Brendan now. And the Hong Kong have come up with the ball again. Can they shift it to the space now with a fragmented Brumbies defence? Good strong carry from Max Murphy from the second row. Slow ball, slowed down again here for Hong Kong. Brumbies have managed to reorganise. Josh Hurstich again with another strong carry. But it's still slow ball. Good shape here from Hong Kong. But it's very direct from Hong Kong. Another carry from, I believe, Max Murphy. James Rivers on the carry.
Second row to second row. And we're out the back. A little bit frantic. Hong Kong once again reclaim it. Let's look to speed up this ball. Blindsides on. A little scoot and go, and the nine's stuck in. Ball's available there.
It's good continuity here by Hong Kong, but don't seem to be stretching the Brumbies defence very much, but they've kept the ball very nicely. Brumbies looking to shut off that wide play with a scooting 9. Clayton Thorne looking to shoot up in the outside channels and shut down any play out wide. Advantage was over there for Hong Kong, and they're going to come back for the penalty. We have an injured player down the far side. I believe it's Ben Axton Burnett. Seems to be clutching onto his arm or shoulder. I think caught man and ball when Hong Kong tried to go wide there. Worrying signs for what is a very key player for Hong Kong.
Absolutely. There was some big shots flying in early, and great, we talked about the contestable, Hong Kong's contestable kick game. That was a great kick. James Sawyer there to snaffle it up. I just feel like maybe we didn't take advantage of Brumbies being on the back foot, and we're slowing down ball, which will come from our forwards. We need quick clean outs and ball available, because we can't just go carry. We need to find options out the back. Great line out, driving ball starts.
You're right, Sebi. Those are the opportunities to be clinical. And speaking of clinical, we've lacked another bit of clinicality, and we've given the Brumbies the ball back inside the 5 meters, and they've cleared just outside their 22. An opportunity gone missing there for Hong Kong, but still inside the Brumbies half. The set piece has been identified as an area to work on. Josh Hurstich getting through a lot of early work in this game.
Huge carry from Josh Hurstich there.
And there's good quick ball there from Brendan Nell. Hong Kong looking to exhaust the blind side. And a good early touch from Marcus Ramage.
Yeah, off feet first.
Somebody who has got bags of potential, pace and power. As you see this shooting Brumbies defence, great offload there in the centre by Cinnamon. And Hong Kong are in behind, but it's been slowed down again. Brumbies doing well to manage the pace of this attack.
Matt Rodden's right arm goes up again. It's penalty advantage for Hong Kong. Let's see what they do with it. Stick to the track or try something new with Gregor McNeish. Something new's gone through. It's a kick, and it is a great gather, an absolute belter of a start as Ramage dots down to put Hong Kong 5 points up.
Lovely measured kick there by Gregor McNeish. You just think that was coming. The shooting Brumbies defence was stopping that wider pass or playing out wide, and it was begging for a little kick in behind to perhaps check that defence. Early warning signs there for the Brumbies. Great attack from Hong Kong. And we have a kick from Gregor McNeish to come.
How was that on the old clinicality factor there, Jamie?
Very high, Sebi, very high.
Great start, great use of the advantage. Often teams come short trying to push these kicks through, but McNeish, very, very measured, calculated decision there. saw the space and poked it through, and Ramage was on it like a dog on hot chips.
A very calm and collected player, Gregor McNeish, has struggled with some head injuries in the past, but is very calm, cool and collected now as he strikes over the added 2.
Just that first penalty for tackling
Hong
the
Kong
other
7,
way,
Brumbies.
and then 4 just runs back through, which interrupts the other way. Yeah. If
Brumbies,
he's been pinned in, it's not against them,
another
but
kick
he's
restart.
there and
It'll
he's
be
fine
interesting
down
to
the
see if
other
they opt for the same tactics and see what Hong Kong have done to assure their take in the middle.
Hong Kong are looking directly into the sun at this stage. Very difficult to take a high kick at the best of times, but we've done it with a great take from Max Murphy, one of the standout performers in that Hong Kong loss to Japan a few weeks ago. And Hong Kong have managed to clear their lines again. The huge kick from Brendan Nell. A strong chase line from Hong Kong to bring play up just inside the Brumbies half here. And a chance to look at the Brumbies attack. Strong carry from the second row partnership, and Brumbies looking to target those areas in and around the ruck.
Josh Hurstich giving a big welcome back to pre-season. A probing kick, but well taken down the left wing.
By Matt Worley, a man we did not see much of a few weeks ago, but somebody definitely Hong Kong will be looking to get on the ball as much as possible. A big carry from Callum McFeet-Smith there. Another Hong Kong kid who's come back into the fray recently. And Hong Kong looking to the skies again to test that back 3 of the Brumbies. But dealt with nicely.
Last feet. Use.
Both sides a little cagey in these opening exchanges, looking to test out the back 3 and the high ball.
Use that.
Another kick from the Brumbies 9. Clayton Thorne, and a drop ball, but regathered again by Hong Kong.
Yeah, as you mentioned, that sun, Jamie, is brutal, and McNeish obviously got a bit distracted as he went up for the high ball. Hong Kong on the receiving end of a scrum now. But yeah, it looks like Brumbies will opt for that. There's no point playing too much rugby in your own half, especially with the advantage of the sun. So I'm sure we'll see a lot of probing and questioning kicks.
For sure in this first half, Sebi, as the sun starts to dip down over Victoria Peak and the Hong Kong Jockey Club Racing Stadium off to our right, showering the sportsmen's in glorious sunshine at the moment. But the Brumbies have got a very useful attacking scrum just inside the Hong Kong half. Again, a strong scrummage from both sides here. And looking to expose this blind side of the Brumbies with a lovely miss pass. Catching Dylan, slightly narrow. But we've managed to hold out the Brumbies, and they've won the ball back here with Ben Axton Burnett, who's making a miraculous recovery from his injury earlier on. But Brumbies have stolen it back again. This match is helter-skelter to start off with.
Knock-on advantage.
Brumbies still on the attack inside the Hong Kong 22. Being dealt with well by Max Murphy and Joshua Hurstich. Declan Meredith moving into scrum half to control things as Clayton Thorne is at the bottom of the ruck. Strong shots coming in from Hong Kong. The Brumbies looking to speed up play. It's a knock-on advantage there to the Brumbies.
In the tackle, scrum.
And we'll have a scrum down inside the Hong Kong 22 to the ACT Brumbies.
Strong shots coming in indeed. It looks like Josh Hurstich struggling a bit to get up after that one. One thing you can say about the Japan A game is the one-on-one defence was exceptional, and there was a lot of bite going in, but it just seemed phase after phase, Japan kept coming and Hong Kong would get exposed. Seems they're doing a lot better to manage out wide here, and Brumbies seem to be running out of ideas a bit. Hong Kong doing a lot better to slow down the ball. As a take, as a break in play, as Josh Hurstich takes a knee, Brumbies regather. I'm sure there's a lot of heavy lungs, this being week 1 of pre-season, and both teams regroup and regather with Hong Kong 7 points up.
I remember the first week of pre-season well, Seb. There's been a few of those in our time, hasn't there?
There's been a few, Jamie, but they don't always end with a hit out against an international outfit.
Exactly, exactly.
But they also don't end with a night out in Hong Kong after. So it's peaks and troughs for this Brumbies squad.
You mentioned Joshua Hurstich there, Coach Andrew Douglas mentioning that he may get a bit of a rest at some point during this match, carrying a few knocks perhaps, and looking ahead to that weekend game in Lisbon, a player that will definitely need to be managed over the next 7 days or so. Brumbies with a strong scrum, and the 9, Clayton Thorne, managing to get away, but there's a knock on there from the Brumbies. Brumbies definitely looking to get scrum half Clayton Thorne moving. He's a dangerous runner, looking to link well with both his 10 and his forwards packs. He's got an eye for a gap and an eye for space.
Yeah, that was another point that came out of last week's game, was shoring up the 1-on-1 D in the backs. The SCMP talked about that in their article, and it looks like Hong Kong have risen to the challenge here. Every single tackle has been a chop or a dominant collision, and once again, another break in play as we reset for a Hong Kong scrum.
Hong Kong deep inside the 22, 5 meters on the right-hand side of their post. But it's a shaky scrum here from Hong Kong, driven backwards by the Brumbies, and it will be a reset scrummage, a second chance to exit here from Hong Kong. The Brumbies really turning on the pressure. Now they're deep inside the Hong Kong 22.
Yeah, it looks as if Drew Brindusik and Tighthead just managed to get the angle in on his opposite man. Hong Kong will be happy with a reset there.
It's very good eyes from you from over here, Sebi. It's a long way away, that scrum.
And most of it is guesstimation, Jamie. But I've spent a lot of time on the wing watching tight heads and loose heads burrow in, so I know a thing or two about scrumming.
Brendan Nell has kicked very well in this match so far, putting the Brumbies back 3 under a lot of pressure and relieving pressure for Hong Kong at the same time. Free kick to Hong Kong.
Stability.
Quite rightly, they slow it down and look to Gregor McNeish to relieve that pressure.
Matt Rodden claims stability wasn't there. Him and me surely on the same page with some burrowing in. It will be a Brumbies line out as McNeish finds the halfway line.
You're on the line.
Hong Kong have started very brightly in this game, looking to attack, spent a lot of time in possession of the ball. Now time to put the defensive formation to test as the Brumbies tack into midfield. Very quick ball from that first ruck and a strong carry from the Brumbies in the wide channels. But the ball has come loose and Hong Kong have come away with the ball. It's been stripped. Can they look to exit again? A good kick down the middle from Gregor McNeish, but it finds Declan Meredith, who has put in a lovely raking kick, dealt beautifully with by Brendan Nell, who pumps the ball long. Very much a kicking battle at the moment, but dealt with beautifully by Dylan McCann. He is a maestro under the high ball at the moment, Dylan McCann. And another good kick from Brendan Nell, searching, probing into the Brumbies 22.
And Brumbies say enough is enough and get the ball out. What a kicking battle that was, Jamie, and 2 unbelievable takes. The one-handed one from Brendan Nell, and then a leaping gazelle taking the high ball from young Dylan McCann.
Shows a lot of maturity there from the Hong Kong back 3 and halves to stay in that kicking battle and not give in to the temptation to want to play in those areas. And they've come away with the ball in a good area here and a good slipped offload, gut pass, good old-fashioned gut pass from Joshua Hurstich to Callum McFeet-Smith. Gregor McNeish slipping the ball to Marcus Ramage, who's managed to get it away to Tyler McNutt. And we've taken play deep inside the Brumbies 10-metre line. A little dive up the blind side by James Rivers, the Hong Kong second row. Brumbies look to have locked that in there. Slightly isolated there down the blind side. I don't believe that was part of the planned play, but looked like there was a gap there for him to take advantage of. But a lovely starter there from Hong Kong and great endeavour with the offloads.
For sure, Jamie, and great to see this heads-up rugby encouraged. If the second row sees a gap, why not take it? Looks like Brumbies have missed the kick for touch as Dylan McCann artfully keeps it in and finds Matt Worley, who moves it out to Babs. who puts it on the boot, and this time he finds grass. The bounce is taken well, and Brumbies send it back deep.
Keep moving back, White.
McNeish there, ready to take it. Another dodgy bounce, it goes past him. He retrieves on his own 5-metre line. He'll be looking for touch here. No, he won't. Show and go. It opens up, and another pumping, searching kick taken well by Declan Meredith, who slows things down and approaches the line. He goes himself, and he's met with a big no thank you. The ball set.
Strong defence there by Hong Kong. They need to stay in this battle now. Lovely flowing attack from the Brumbies. They have men over here. They found their winger, but Brendan Nell has somehow managed to get back and intercept the final pass. You thought for all money that the left wing, Hudson Creighton, who has some Super Rugby under his belt, normally known as a centre for the Brumbies, was in there in the corner, perhaps choosing unselfishly to turn it back inside to his flanker, Toby McPherson, but Brendan Nell's managed to steal the ball.
Steal the ball indeed. How about that run by Caden Pritchard, the number 13? He is proving himself an absolute handful. Breaks a tackle, finds the no-look out the back, but exhilarating rugby and well covered. Hong Kong will be very, very happy to have not conceded there.
Yeah, some dangerous runners in the back line for the Brumbies, now starting to find their gears. As you mentioned there, Caden Pritchard, number 13, outside centre. A long, striding outside centre with a huge fend. As number 8, Tawina Talima, picks and goes and becomes within inches of the try line. Hong Kong holding out. Last gasp defence here from Hong Kong. A beautiful pass there. But is it held up? Matt Rodden right there on the spot, as you would expect from a referee of his standard, and has called it held up there.
And a big round of applause from the crowd. What an effort that was. And the new rules relating held up over the line means Hong Kong will have a chance to relieve some pressure with a goal line dropout. Jamie, what do you make of that new rule?
I think it rewards the defensive team, for sure, Sebi. And in games like this, when there's going to be a lot of defensive work done by Hong Kong, I think it's a positive thing.
Real test of the bounce of the football club there from McNeish, with maybe a miss-kicked clearance. Brumbies in a very dangerous position as they enter the 22.
Not much to the Brumbies to play to out here. A few bodies really wide, holding their depth. Has James Sawyer won that ball? He looked to have hands on it. Matt Rodden was having none of it. Again, strong inside defence. This Brumbies team constantly probing. A lovely inside ball there from fullback Austin Anderson. And the Brumbies have found their way under the post with an early try to Chris Mickelson, the hooker, number 2. And you can see the threats the Brumbies have got all over the pitch there. Lovely footwork, lovely fend, and great offload running.
Yeah, you had a feeling
the tackler out of the way
that may have been coming with Hong Kong playing the majority of the last 5 minutes in their own half. Small chances like that to clear the ranks. Hong Kong will be looking to do slightly better and play rugby in the right places. But again, amazing attack from Brumbies, and we are into a ball game here.
Yeah, you mentioned there the perhaps missed kick from Gregor McNeish. The forwards have just put in a big shift, scrum, and tackles, held the ball up. Maybe that was the time to slow it down and look to execute a longer kick, give your big heavies a time to recover. But we're all locked up here now, Sevi, 7-0. 70 points to Hong Kong, 7 points to the Brumbies, as Hong Kong make their way back to the halfway line. The sun has dipped now, Sebi. It's a mighty bit cooler now. And that kicking threat from the aerial ball perhaps not there anymore for the Brumbies.
Yeah. I think you might be right there, Jamie. It's cooled down. The tempers are heating up.
James, I get what you're saying here, but your tackler needs to move quicker so I can reward
the first half.
Stay behind.
Hong Kong looking to keep the intensity high. As we mentioned before, the Brumbies very early on in their pre-season at the moment. Hong Kong very much in season at the moment, having played that game against Japan A few weeks ago and got another fixture in a week's time against Portugal and Lisbon. As the Brumbies look to exit with that characteristic caterpillar ruck there. High kick. Looks to be knocked on there by Matt Worley at fullback.
50-22.
Play allowed to carry on. The Brumbies have kicked again, kick upon kick, and it's been charged down inside the 22. Dylan has managed to look after the ball, and Hong Kong find themselves back on their own 5-metre line again. Brumbies applying huge amounts of pressure to Hong Kong here through 2 expertly executed kicks. Dylan McCann managing to be in the right place in the right time. And I believe that was Tyler McNutt with the relieving kick there. A back row forward with all the skills.
Only relieving to an extent, Jamie, as Brumbies on another attack. And there's the man, the 10. Easy inside ball once again. Can't fault Brumbies' attack, but Hong Kong with a couple of opportunities to relieve pressure and clear. And the kicking game and our probing kicking game has been very, very good. But you argue maybe our defensive kicking game is missing a little bit there. We've had charge downs and missed kicks, and then when it takes us 6 to try and clear the lines, it's a big ask to find touch from there. Jamie, any thoughts?
You can see the difference there with Hong Kong. You make an error and you let the other team into it, and a team with the Brumbies pedigree and class, they will execute, they will take advantage of those opportunities. Hong Kong have already had a couple of those opportunities in this match so far and haven't been clinical, haven't executed. I'm sure the coaches will be talking about that at half-time as the Brumbies 10, Declan Meredith lines up what will be a foregone conclusion of a conversion and knocks over the 2 points. I'm sure some wise words will be being said under the post there from Captain Joshua Hurst and many of the leaders in this Hong Kong team. They are still in this match, a try down, 14 points to 7. They just need to play the same sort of game they were playing early on in this game, with high tempo and playing much of the rugby down in the Brumbies half.
That's it, Jamie. They're playing well, they're just playing in the wrong places, and they'll be looking to McNeish to drill it deep left. The Brumbies pod, no need to go up, he sets the ruck, and it'll be interesting to see if Brumbies go contestable again. They've been getting a lot of change out of it.
It's a lovely floated kick that by Gregor McNeish, landing expertly just outside the 22. Plenty of time for the chase of the gather, but hasn't been dealt with by Matt Worley at fullback. An advantage is being played here to Hong Kong. Guy Spanton managing to clear up the pieces, and Hong Kong are back on attack. And they've been given a penalty here, a relieving penalty for Hong Kong for not rolling away. I believe that was Brumbies' loose head prop, Finn Baxter. And Hong Kong with the opportunity now to place themselves into the Brumbies half, and indeed into the Brumbies 22 here.
Yeah, it's a serious statement of intent, that, Jamie. The ruck was formed in the 22, so Brumbies 9. Clayton Fawn could have opted to put it out, but he instead opted to go contestable. When you've got big bodies like Caden Pritchard chasing it, it makes it very tough. But Hong Kong have come away with a line out in a very dangerous place. And they've gone for a lovely floated back ball. Little play wrap, and Guy Spanton running up as he does. And a nice big carry. The ball's still there, it's still being recycled. The dancing feet of Tyler McNutt as he finds his way inland and away from the dangerous touchline. Brendan Nell finds James Sawyer, who gets his bones rearranged. Rory Cinnamon gets much of the same. The ball's slow now for Hong Kong, and they'll be looking for a carry to inject some front foot momentum. And that carry comes in the form of Callum McFeet-Smith, but the ball's still there. And another carry, great leg drive.
Leave it 6.
Huge carry there by James Rivers in the second row. Hong Kong have shown their intent. They are all gathered around the ball. Not much chance of this going wide, I feel. But again, slowing the ball down patiently, looking to use the heavy artillery to cross the whitewash, and have they done so? Matt Rodden raises his right arm again in favour of Hong Kong with a try underneath the sticks to, I believe, number 6 for Hong Kong, Tyler McNutt. Lovely patience there by Hong Kong. Lovely patience to execute a fantastic starter by Guy Spanton. A big carry from a big-hearted man to get over the gain line. And that was really the momentum that they needed for Hong Kong.
That was it, Jamie. And to turn it around after 2 big collisions, Hong Kong being on the receiving end of them, to find that leg drive, initially from Rivers and then built through until Tyler McNutt dots down. But some amazing pick-and-go carries there. That's something Hong Kong have been working on. I believe it's called their Rumble game, or it was when I was last playing. And that's huge for Tyler McNutt. On the bingo card, he's had a clearance kick, a try. He'll be looking for his turnover and his high ball take to get the full bingo. Exactly, that's a bingo, Jamie. And that's also a bingo for McNeish with an easy kick, 14-all. What a game we have.
Hong Kong will be looking now to defuse this bomb. The Brumbies looking to get back into the Hong Kong half in 22, try and regain the ball. They've had such success with this high ball so far. A wobbly kick straight into touch by Declan Meredith, a bit of a coach killer that. Hong Kong now with a fantastic opportunity with a midfield scrum right on the halfway line to attack this Brumbies backline.
It's a key point in the game, Jamie, that I feel like the momentum has swung in Hong Kong's favour. And Brumbies will be looking to catch the second wind, as we mentioned very early on in their season, or not even their season yet. And Hong Kong have been providing the firepower that it looks like they may not have expected. Brumbies not starting their season until February, so this will be setting the platform they build off, and they'll be looking to be the ones to score next.
That's a long pre-season, that, Sebi, isn't it?
That's a lot of Broncos, that, Jamie. Mistake after mistake, kick not 10, and a rare mistake from the normally very confident Brendan Nell. A slight slip, and the scrum changes over. Brumbies take possession.
Wow.
Very unfortunate that for Brendan Nell and Hong Kong. Looked like to be a lovely sweeping move about to unfold, with Gregor McNeish coming round onto this near side. And as you say, the Brumbies back on attack now. Very difficult set piece to defend this, scrum midfield. Hong Kong having to drop a number of players slightly back to deal with the kick threat. Beautiful miss pass from the Brumbies 9 to get number 13 again, Caden Pritchard, on the move again, but he's knocked it on. Gregor McNeish is looking sharp. He's found Tyler McNutt in the wide spaces. And Hong Kong back on attack here, looking to get into shape early and move the ball. They've won another penalty. Again, I think that is number 7, Jack Harley for the Brumbies, who's deemed to have come off his feet there. And a let-off there for Hong Kong. Relieving penalty to take play down into the Brumbies half. And you can see perhaps the match fitness starting to show with the Brumbies, not just the fitness, but that sort of match awareness of when to go for things and when to leave it alone. Undoubtedly very good athletes. Hong Kong will look to take advantage of these penalties. Set piece has been held onto there by Hong Kong, not as clean as they would have liked, as they bring forward the heavies. Looks to have been an early substitution as Jack Bartlett comes on in number 20, and he's broken free. He's a big man with a bit of pace, and he finds Brendan Nell in a good support line, taking Hong Kong up to the 5-metre lines, but he's knocked it on. The Brumbies looking to attack here very quickly with lovely hands by Caden Pritchard, and a relieving kick, but only as far as Guy Spanton. A man who can run into brick walls, and he does.
And he does, Jamie. The ball's loose. It's scrappy. What an intro that was from Jack Bartlett. So it seems he's come on for Josh Hurstich. We did talk about Josh Hurstich getting rested. He's been seriously busy over the last couple of weeks, and I'm sure Jack Bartlett will be seeing a lot more of that from him. Some fresh legs and a lot of excitement, and what a way to start his Hong Kong career.
Yeah, lovely break there by Jack Bartlett. Somebody who hasn't been in Hong Kong long, but has made a big impression in his time here. Beautiful offload to Brendan Nell, running at the classic number 9 support line. But it's those opportunities that Hong Kong will need to take advantage of over their next 60 or so minutes and their next match next week in Portugal if they're going to come away with victories. But very encouraging signs from Hong Kong. Lovely attacking play, linking well, making very good use of the offload.
And Rory Cinnamon buying a bit of time for Hong Kong to regroup and regather before this next attack.
The classic Kit Kat call, I believe there, Sebi.
That's an old trick of the trade. I'm sure he learned that from his older brother, Zach. Takes a while for a prop to tie their laces 30 minutes into the first half. But Hong Kong set what looks to be another big scrum. And McNeish orchestrating his merry band of backs for a dangerous position and a strike play.
McNeish now setting up quite flat to the Hong Kong scrum. Dylan McCann offering support on the inside, tucked inside. Greg McNeish's inside shoulder behind the scrum. Hong Kong looking to shore up that set piece, and they look to have done so. Dylan McCann, early hands on the ball, flying the fence, and a high tackle there by the Brumbies number 12. Inside centre, Jared McLeod. Hong Kong still on the ball here, looking dangerous. Out wide, Guy Spanton has managed to keep hold of the ball, but no advantage accruing. We go back to the penalty, right in front of the posts to Hong Kong.
If it is, we'll call it.
A nice play that, Jamie. Dylan McCann stepping in at 10, allowing McNeish to come out the back, but the front foot option was taken, and Ben Axton Borough will be very happy to have his head on his shoulders after that decapitation attempt. Hong Kong showing a lot of intent and a lot of promise. Instead of taking the easy points and the early lead, they go for touch. And I think we'll see that famous driving maul in process.
Dylan McCann, a good option to bring in at first receiver, a man who can play in a number of positions, fullback 10 and on the wing. Finding a beautiful pass to the centre. Hong Kong executing that line out nicely and sending Ben Axton Burnett into what was a Brumbies brick wall. Attacking back on the blind side with Jack Bartlett. Lovely carries here from Hong Kong, denting away at the Brumbies line. Brumbies holding out. That pick and go game, building momentum from Hong Kong. James Sawyer on the attack here with a lovely spin and rip away. That patience again now from Hong Kong. Can they build their shape? Get that leg drive to move them forward.
Last feet wide, take a step.
Brendan Nell orchestrating procedures from behind the ruck as the big heavies from Hong Kong try to move the ball wide, and they have here with Matt Worley. Electric off the mark, who's found Dylan McCann. Can he finish it in the corner? He looks to have been held up.
It's held up.
Lovely covering defence there by the Brumbies outside backs. As Dylan McCann almost squeezed over for his first try of the match. Hong Kong playing under advantage, so we'll go back for a penalty. I believe on the 5 metre line. Matt Rodden having some words with Declan Meredith, the Brumbies captain. Perhaps an early warning sign there for the Brumbies. Too many misdemeanors inside their own 22. Interesting decision here for Gregor McNeish. Sebi, do you go touch or do you take the points?
Come on, offside.
Jamie, if you've done it once, you do it again, you go touch. It seems like Brumbies really struggling with Hong Kong's pick and go game and forcing the indiscretions, which McNeish is loving, as it gives an opportunity to release his backs in high-risk plays with very low risk for them with the penalty advantage. And that injection of pace from Matt Worley, it's what we love to see, and a great ball to Dill. Hopefully we'll see the same again as the ball comes over the top. And instead he opts for the cross kick. It's a one-on-one. Great attempt from Dill McCann, but unfortunately it was a question too bold.
It was never a battle I was going to put money on. The 5 foot, something Dylan McCann
down here.
against the very tall left wing.
Oh, here we go, Jamie. Brumbies go down to 14.
An early yellow card for, I believe, second row, Harvey Cordukes.
Discipline.
Hong Kong, again, rightly choosing to kick to touch. They put this Brumbies line out under a lot of pressure. Brumbies staying down, choosing not to contest that. Looking to contest them on the ground instead. Hong Kong throwing in numbers into this mob. Seems to have gone to ground. Hong Kong still in possession of the ball. Lots of these tight carries in and around the ruck. Test that Brumbies defence. Hong Kong now looking to set that momentum again. And they have done, they've crossed the line. And they've scored again. Another close range try from Hong Kong. And I believe it's the same man against Tyler McNutt. On his way to that full house, Sebi. Or is it a different line?
McNutt on a McDouble there, Jamie. His favourite burger, and he'll be very, very happy with that. The pick and go game, again, so hard to defend normally, but with a man down, especially a second rower down, almost proving impossible for Brumbies this time. Great promising play from Hong Kong. And as we go into the last 5 minutes of the first half, they'll be looking to lead and capitalise on the momentum.
Gregor McNeish here looking to make the Tyler McDouble with cheese and add the extras.
Speaking of the cheese, fantastic kick. That was Harvey Cordukes, who we saw leave the pitch. The 21-year-old on the receiving end of maybe an unfortunate team yellow card. At 6'6" and 115 kg, I'm sure Hong Kong will be happy to see him take 10 minutes in the bin. And Brumbies now trailing 21-14.
You mentioned that momentum swing there, Tommy. Sebi, Hong Kong needing to keep that momentum on their side. Good take again by Tyler McNutt. Hong Kong looking to clear their lines. Brumbies defence looking that bit more tired now as tackles start to fall off and meters made by Hong Kong on attack. Dylan McCann looking to test this high ball again, and he has done. Brumbies shakily hold on to the ball, but have moved it nicely into these wide channels with an overhead basketball pass. Hong Kong have got that knock-on advantage. Ben Axton Burnett looking to play in behind the Brumbies back three, but referee Matt Rodden has brought it back for that knock-on advantage.
If it was, I didn't
Game looking a little bit scrappy as it goes into the final few minutes of this first half set.
Scrappy indeed, but when the scraps fall Hong Kong's way, no one's complaining. This kick battle has been super interesting, Jamie, and both teams seeming a little bit unsure in their high ball claims. Some great pressure there from Dylan McCann to force the error. Hong Kong with the scrum, Brumbies opting to put an extra man in, meaning there'll be an overlap at the backs. I beg your pardon, Brumbies going down without an 8, so Hong Kong will be looking to march them forward and pick up another easy 10 metres.
Yeah, opportunity for a scrum penalty here for Hong Kong if they can execute, but also a nice box shape in the backs for Hong Kong. Plenty of options here. A lovely pull out the back. Can they move it wide? They have done, and Matt Worley has the ball in some space. A little goose step. He's found Dylan McCann. Steps inside the Brumbies 12, and Hong Kong take play into the Brumbies 22. A lovely attack there. Big carry from Jack Bartlett. Can Hong Kong keep the momentum going? Brendan Nell quickly onto the ball. Gregor McNeish, a lovely weighted spin pass wide. Ben Axton Burnett has perhaps looked for a little too much on that spin pass out wide and has found the touchline and nobody else. And Brumbies have broken free here with a quick line out, and the hooker number 2 is streaking away for his second try of the match, Chris Mickelson. What a show of pace from the hooker there for the Brumbies, and ingenuity from, I believe, the captain, fly half Declan Meredith, to take that quick throw in.
Yeah, that's it. Declan Meredith, very much talismanic, his first time captain, and showing he's taking those responsibilities seriously. with an awesome decision and a try potentially against the run of play. But it just shows, Jamie, with these outfits, you can't switch off. They are always ready to go. And with these athletes, that prop moving like that, sorry, the hooker, amazing team try from Brumbies.
Again, lessons to be learned from that, perhaps for Hong Kong. Lovely starter on attack there, getting the ball into two danger men's hands out wide, making 20, 30 meters of ground, and then just the execution on that return play when the Brumbies defense was at 6s and 7s. And the Brumbies have come away with a leveling score, an opportunity to bring the scores level with a conversion here from Declan Meredith. A lone chaser from Hong Kong, the shape of Marcus Ramage. As the flags go up from Shane Barr and Thomas Ahn, the two ARs for today. He brings the points level at 21 all as we move into the final minute of this first half of regular time.
Last play.
Hong Kong slow to move back up to halfway line as the half-time hooter sounds. Will the Brumbies look to attack from deep here, or will they say enough is enough for the first half? They do indeed, as captain Declan Meredith kicks the ball into touch, and that'll do for the first half. Scores in the doors: Hong Kong, China 21, ACT Brumbies 21.
Well, Jamie, you heard it there from famous stadium announcer Robbie McRobbie. This game is tighter than a Scotsman's wallet. Would you agree on both counts?
Indeed, Sebi, but not as dusty as a Scotsman's wallet. It has been exciting stuff throughout this match, Sebi. 3 tries apiece from both teams, coming from deep, coming from close in. The Brumbies showing their expertise handling in the backs and their opportunist play. Hong Kong showing expertise in their patience and build-up play. Lots to look forward to in the second half, Seb.
In the second half indeed, Jamie, and also right now, as I believe, we have a race of the mascots. Can you tell us a little bit about the football club mascot?
Well, we're not dealing with football club here, Sebi, it's Hong Kong, and way by the Hong Kong Red Dragon will be making an appearance. I'm assured to say. And there will be a race.
I thought there was a race against your
Blue Dragon.
Anyway, we can talk about that funny business in a bit. Let's talk about the game, Jamie. What are you saying as Andrew Douglas, and what are you saying as Stephen Larkham?
I think it's simple for Andrew Douglas at halftime. Lots of positives in that first half. Many, many positives. They've shown glimpses of the backline play that we're all looking for, with those threats out wide and in the centres. And they've seen how powerful and dynamic the pack can be for Hong Kong with those big ball carriers and latch-on plays. So it'll be more of the same in terms of attack, but perhaps having that patience, that thought to hold onto the ball for a few more phases, not be desperate to score off first or second phase. To break a team of the calibre of ACT Brumbies down, you will have to go multiple phases. Stephen Larkham, a man with lots of experience. It is indeed a pre-season game for them, and he will be encouraged by some of the youngsters in this back line for the ACT Brumbies. In particular, the captain, Declan Meredith, has steered this game nicely, along with Clayton Thorne, who's looked very dynamic at scrum half, and the ever-dangerous Caden Pritchard in the outside centres. Perhaps to be a bit more clinical as well in their execution. A lot of little errors have crept into their game, but that is understandable with a team so early on in their season. But you are right, Sebi, we have 2 world-famous mascots right in front of us now. We have the Hong Kong Football Club Blue Dragon, and we have the Hong Kong China Rugby Red Dragon, known as Weibai, who are going to face off in a race on the hallowed turf of Hong Kong Football Club.
What a race we've got, Jamie, and I've just had info in that in the weigh-by suit is Hong Kong superstar sprinter Saloom Yu, and in the football club suit is football club superstar finisher and sprinter Charles Higson-Smith. So with these two speedsters, we could be on for a serious race here.
There's a lot of gas in those Mascot suits as they walk over to the halfway line. Not much of a warm-up put in here.
Let's see if these two can match it.
Both holding a match ball in their hands, facing off in the center circle here. Both looking very agile and raring to go. If you're a betting man, Sebi, where would your money be?
Jamie, you got to go for your hometown heroes, and Hong Kong China weigh-by is looking like he's about to fly.
He's a very competitive dragon, his weigh-by.
It looks like our two dragons are ready to go. Let's count them down, ladies and gentlemen. Let's count them down from 3. All together.
As they get ready to set off. Weigh-by looked to have a bit of a flyer, and he's off. Astounding pace by weigh-by. Sebi, your money looks to be safe here.
Well, I'm not too sure what's happening, Jamie, with the football club Mascot.
If it is indeed Charles Higson-Smith, he looks to have gone lame again. Another injury.
Weigh-by graciously helps him over.
Lovely to see that, Sebi, lovely to see.
It's a family-friendly club, Hong Kong Football Club, and everyone is welcome. Well, Jamie, I made my international commentary debut with you 2 weeks ago, and now I've commentated on my first ever Mascot race, and I have a feeling it might be my last, because that was mental.
Let's hope so, Sebi, let's hope so.
But utterly enjoyable, and the kids super behind it. Hopefully the momentum builds and the crowd can get behind Hong Kong as they come out in this second half. 21-all, exciting times ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that Captain HSBC Hong Kong 7 tickets go on sale next week. Yes, your chance to watch the very best sevens in the world next April. Ticket prices are increasing very slightly for the first time in 6 years, but you will have one chance to snap them up on a discounted box for 24 hours. Just a reminder that you can vote for your HSBC Hong Kong China fans to play the match by photographing the QR code, which is just as it is for the big screen. There it is, there's the QR code. Vote for your HSBC Hong Kong China fans to play the match. And 17 days we will be crowning your winning player. Careful that one, mate. What are you doing? It's okay. So tricky balls and you like that. I can't do it easy again. Some sort of come on, come on. That's not really a part of the hang up. Are you? Yeah, I'll try it. Next time I don't want it for it. So I got someone else who tries to show you how to.
Onto the Hong Kong Football Club main pitch.
Hong Kong coming out early. Brumbies still in there, receiving some wisdom from Stephen Larkham. I'm sure he'll be talking about regrouping and regathering and coming out and taking this game by the reins. Hong Kong playing the most of the rugby. They'll just be looking to clear their own half more clinically and play rugby in the right places, because their rugby has been fantastic. Brumbies preying off mistakes and one switch off in the Hong Kong defence with the quick line out. And it's led to a very, very tight ball game.
No other changes as yet to the Hong Kong side. They'll be looking to bring on what is a very powerful bench. Big time players like Tommy Hill, Joe Barker, sitting there primed to come on as the Brumbies come in from the far side. Looking much fresher after a talking to from Stephen Larkham. A change there for the Brumbies as Lipina Atta comes in at hooker and Tauti Chantung comes in at prop. And I believe it's a full change in the front row with Nate Heppy coming on. Hong Kong playing towards the historic Sportsman's End. Long kick from Gregor Muniz and an easy take from another new pair for the Brumbies, number 20, Caden Neville, an experienced player in this Brumbies team, looking to shore up that forward pack. An early box kick dealt with by Matt Worley, who injects himself into the line, taking play up just over the halfway line. Hong Kong keeping possession and winning a penalty. A quick tap from Brendan Nell.
Play on backwards, play.
I believe he may have injured himself in taking that quick tap. Hong Kong keeping possession here. Still having the ball. Brendan Nell's made it back into the game, but Brumbies have burst through the Hong Kong ruck. Hong Kong going backwards here. Jack Bartlett tidying things up. Gregor Muniz coming into 9 again. Hong Kong playing a lot of rugby inside their half here, many phases.
No scrum half, so Matt Worley takes the duties.
Time off.
But the game called is too dangerous to go on with players on the pitch. So Matt Rollins slowing it down. Hong Kong will take a scrum from there. And a nightmare start to the half for Brendan Nell, injecting his trademark enthusiasm on the play with a quick tap, space in front. It looked like as he jetted off the mark, something pinged, hopefully nothing too serious. So I'm sure young Eric Choi, the speedster, will be warming up on the side, ready to take his place. A break in play here as Brendan receives treatment. And we're all wishing him the best, hoping it's just a little cramp.
Yeah, we'll play the scrum here.
Showing you how hot it is out there, despite it being early November in Hong Kong. He's made his way back to his feet and back into the Hong Kong team.
That's
Looks
great
to
to
have made a
see.
recovery. Great to see, as you say, Sebi.
He's tough as nails. Fellow Sandy Bayman, the South African-born Hong Konger. Doesn't take much, just a squirt of some electrolytes, and he's back in play. Hong Kong with the scrum.
Again, the stacked formation with McNeish and McCann behind the scrum. Brendan Nell thinking there's a free kick there for Hong Kong, but it will be a reset scrum. A new front row from the Brumbies. Surprised to see that at half-time, Sebi?
Yeah, well, it is pre-season, Jamie. It's hard enough at the best of the times to play 40 minutes of rugby at 120 kilos, but when it's the first thing you've done after you've sung the hollybobs, it's even harder. Hong Kong with a seasoned front row, 40 minutes of rugby into them. This will be an interesting matchup. Brumbies still down to 14 players and missing a number 8. So a very tough ask.
There might be a little bit more than 120 kilograms in that front row, Sebi.
Per
Hong Kong
player.
keep the ball. Good pick up from Jack Bartlett. Brendan Nell on the attack, and has been dumped unceremoniously into touch. Very strong defence and feisty defence there from the Brumbies, who look like they mean business in the second half. Perhaps some stern words at half-time from Stephen Larkham.
I think there might have been, Jamie, and what way to test out a niggly groin, then getting body slammed into the HSBC advertisement board.
Looks to have passed the fitness test, and he's up again. As Brumbies win the line out and take Hong Kong on up front. There's a new 9 on scrum half on for the Brumbies in the form of Dan Nelson, who has also played some Super Rugby and been part of that squad. Hong Kong holding well in defence as the Brumbies get into their shape. The danger man, number 13, Caden Pritchard, makes a lovely break through as the Brumbies finish off what was a sweeping move. But that man, Caden Pritchard, when he gets on the ball in a bit of space and injects himself into the Hong Kong line, is very difficult to stop, Seb.
He's an absolute handful, Jamie, and Brumbies mascot named after the wild unbroken horse found in Canberra and the surrounding ACT areas. And that centre reminds me of one when he starts galloping, because he is a hard man to tame and take down. And Hong Kong will be presumably be under the post, devising ways to do so.
Yeah, what do you do in that situation, Seven? Such a threat in those wide channels. He's got pace, he's got power, he's got size. How do you deal with it?
It all comes to playing the game in the right places, Jamie, and keeping Brumbies deep in their own half, where Hong Kong will be very comfortable. Brumbies with the better of the starts here, and they take the lead, and a tricky kick for the well-seasoned Declan Meredith from the left corner.
Lovely measured conversion there by Meredith. As a much rejuvenated Brumbies side has put their stall out early in this second half. They've unloaded the bench, and then they've unloaded on Hong Kong.
Absolutely,
Brumbies
Jamie.
28, Hong Kong 21.
Hanging high kickoff, too deep for the pod, so well taken again by Meredith, who finds the man of the match, or the man of the moment. Hong Kong with the clearance, Brumbies with the clearance. It's short, Guy Spanton goes up to find it. This is scrappy, Jamie. Very scrappy.
All on you.
Hong Kong claim the line out. And it's a great ball to the back, straight off the top from McNutt to Nell. Nell finds McNeish, who comes into the new Barron.
Execution there by Hong Kong, getting over the gain line and winning another penalty. It just shows you that execution, the executed set piece, and on first phase with a strong carry, in this case by Jack Bartlett, who seems to be very fired up in the second half, and Hong Kong winning that penalty. A very dangerous position, and rightly so with the power they've shown in their early forward exchanges, kicking to touch and bringing play about 10 metres outside the Brumbies line. Time off called. I believe there may be a substitution here as Tommy Hill comes on. I think in this case from Matt Worley, so there'll be a bit of a reshuffle in the back line. I think Marcus Ramage will move to the wing and Dylan McCann will slot into perhaps a favoured position at full back. Hong Kong execute the lineup well and are crabbing infield.
Ball slips out. And it's scrappy again, but it looks like Brumbies have claimed it. Matt Rodden slows it down. Knock on Hong Kong, they'll be very disappointed with that. Yeah, a seamless interchange as Tommy Hill comes back to claim his favoured 12 spot. But the backs reacted, obviously a well-drilled sub, everyone knew it was going to happen. And so it's great to see Tommy Hill and Babs back in that centre partnership.
What did you have?
See Ramage's pace on the wing and Dill pulling the reins from fullback. Also great to see both 10s always opting for the corner off penalties. It is a try or bust game. We've not had a single penalty kick, although both 10s have been flawless off the tees. With Declan Meredith clearly taking his tee for his pre-season to Bali with him, as he has been unbelievable from the corner.
As I believe the Brumbies are back to full complements here and have won a penalty at scrum time with that full complement, and you can see how much it means to them and that new front row. Lots of bum taps and head taps for the new powerful front row of the Brumbies, winning that penalty and making a statement in these early forward exchanges between Hong Kong. Perhaps a battle that Hong Kong may be edged in that first half. Looks to have swung the other way early into the second. Play brought up just inside the Brumbies half with new hooker Lepina Atta to throw in.
Good contest, play on.
Almost won back by Tyler McNutt, a man who's having a very good game today. 2 tries already. Brumbies very much looking to go route 1 now and test that Hong Kong defence. Inside balls from Declan Meredith. Brumbies breaking free and finding an offload off the ground. Slow ball for the Brumbies onto the danger man, who's linked lovely with Lepina Atta on the wing with a beautiful pop pick. Number 21, Judah Somesu, has made a big impact since coming onto the field with some huge carries. A slight knock on there by the Brumbies to give Hong Kong possession back. Good defence there by Hong Kong. Good scramble defence on this near side. Brumbies showing some of their class there, managing to break through some tired looking tackles and play with that intensity and tempo. But we've got some substitutes coming on, Seb.
Yes, flying onto the pitch is a new 1 and 3. Zach Cinnamon and Sanaya Famatau, both of them club mates and well-seasoned scrummagers together, and this will be a real test for the Brumbies pack. A great game from Rory Cinnamon and Callum McFeet-Smith as they take the bench and prepare their flight socks for the long flight to Portugal tonight.
Times are tough, obviously, in the Cinnamon household there. Quick change of boots between brothers as they come on the pitch. perhaps it's the choice of studs, but both looking to impose themselves
Exactly
on this
that,
scrum
Jamie.
contest.
And you've seen when a prop needs to, they can tie up those laces pretty darn quickly. We might see a bit more of that later on in the game. A more tactical change, but yes, Zach Cinnamon with the 12-inch metal Gilbert studs, looking
Classic
to
boot, Seb, a classic
stamp
boot.
a deep hole into Football Club as he enters his first scrum.
Deep hole into Football Club and a deep hole into the Brumbies pack here with his first scrum of the game. Brendan Nell feeds a solid scrum for Hong Kong, and the Brumbies. Gregor McNeish puts a low, flat, raking kick, which makes it into briefly the Brumbies 22 before they go to the air. Diffused unsuccessfully by Dylan McCann. His first real error of the day. Under a bit of pressure there from the number 15, Austin Anderson.
He's
the Brumbies.
Young man filled with confidence, Jamie. I'm sure he'll shake it off and get himself back in the game. But again, good play from Hong Kong. A very probing low 4-iron from McNeish. Finding grasp, which is very, very important to slow down the game and try and bring the bounce of the ball into it. But Brumbies just getting the better of this kick battle.
He is a lovely links player. It's Gregor McNeish, known for keeping the ball low when he needs to in windy conditions. But we can see that the pace of this game has dropped now. Pre-season game for the Brumbies. And the heat, the early heat of this match perhaps starting to tell in some of these bodies.
Harry Barron, the last of the remaining 6 front rowers, takes a second to get himself set as they pack down for a Brumbies scrum.
He's had a good game today, Harry. He's executed well at the line out. Scrum has been almost flawless as well. Attacking options here for the Brumbies as the blindside wing. Shane Wilcox ghosts in behind Declan Meredith. A looping play here, but they've found that danger man again. Caden Pritchard has burst through. A good, clean pair of heels through that backline defence, and he's made his way to the try line. A lovely flowing move from the Brumbies. Good deception in behind from Declan Meredith, and Shane Wilcox perhaps dragging the Hong Kong defence wider, and then a beautiful straight line like a dagger through the Hong Kong defence from Caden Pritchard, that danger man we've talked about before.
That's it, Jamie. You can see the experience of the 26-year-old Declan Meredith. Just the way he ran that wrap with that intent is enough to take one fleeting eye off the play, allowing his danger man at outside centre to fly through. Really nice play from Brumbies, and it's a tough blow for Hong Kong as they now look to go 14 points down with the confident boot of Declan Meredith.
Flawless from the tee tonight. Meredith knocks over the 2 extras. Hong Kong find themselves 14 points down. Brumbies leading 35-21. Still plenty of time in this match as we edge past the 50-minute mark, with a change at fly half with Joe Barker coming on at 10 and Gregor McNeish making way. And an uncharacteristic knock-on there by Caden Neville, an experienced second row for the Brumbies. It's Hong Kong back on attack again. Joe Barker looking to impose himself into this game early. He's got a quick set of hands, loves to orchestrate the game, very much a thinker of the game, but unable to get the continuity going there. And I believe a knock-on by number 17, Hong Kong, Sunia Fumitao.
Looks like we're back for the original knock-on there, Jamie. A very nice, long advantage from Matt Rodden. Interesting to see off the kick-off, just these lapses in concentration starting to creep into both sides. Hong Kong often being a victim of their own mistakes and Brumbies capitalising, but now it's a Brumbies mistake and Hong Kong have the opportunity to capitalise themselves. On the field is Joe Barker, who also injects a lot of flair, taking the reins from McNeish, and let's see how he runs this back line. He's got a big Bronco himself, Tommy Hillman, looking like he's ready to inject himself in the game. And it goes straight to Hillman.
I don't think that was going anywhere else, Sebi.
I don't think so, Jamie. It's scrappy, but who else but Brendan Nell? Ball stripped again.
It's been won back by the Brumbies, number 7, but unlawfully so. Matt Rodden raises that left arm again, points to Hong Kong with a penalty right in front of the sticks. I believe, though, Joe Barker will have been told to kick this to touch, as he does. Prods it 5 or so meters out from the Brumbies line. Looking to increase the tempo in this game. Very difficult sometimes when there's a lull in the game to try and raise that tempo again when you're on attack.
Oh, slip line out, but well gathered at the back.
The ball. Jack Bartlett with another carry, managing to get those meters past contact. Strong carry by Sunia Fomitao. Hong Kong stacked out to the right. Max Murphy, another very busy player tonight. Takes play forward. Ben Axton Burnett lending a hand in those close quarters. Joe Barker with a beautiful measured pass into Tommy Hill in the centre. Hong Kong stacking up nicely, trying to break down this Brumbies backline defence. Joe Barker with a little dart.
Tyler McNutt, once again, another carry, this time driven slightly backwards. He's been busy, seriously busy. They're looking for Joe Barker to get back to his feet and orchestrate. The forwards putting in a lot of work here, trying to set that front foot ball, and you're wondering when they're going to go wide. And here it comes. Another great carry from Jack Bartlett. He's been awesome this game. Huge shoes to fill, replacing captain Josh Hurstich, but he's filled them well and really injected himself into the game. Joe Barker sees a spot of space and goes once again. Ball's there. Brendan Nell finds Tommy Hill, who goes the way he loves, straight into the guts, but this time he gets unlucky. A Brumbies player right on it, causes him to 360 roll, which now, as of 2 years ago, is a legal manoeuvre. Brumbies will be very, very happy with that.
Never really looked to be threatened there, the Brumbies defence. Very comfortable to chop and fan and look to take on that next phase, lining the Hong Kong runners up quite comfortably. Hong Kong looking slightly out of ideas there on attack inside the 22.
In comes crowd favourite Carl Sullivan, replacing the seriously busy Max Murphy. Carl brings a steady head into the team and will be looking to dominate at line out and around the ruck space.
Doesn't look like whoever cut his hair has had a steady hand though, Sebi. But hopefully he will in this game today.
And it's a kick through, grubbered, but well received by Ramage, who steps, shimmies and jives his way through, setting the ruck in the middle of the field. Brumbies hands up, calling for a turnover, but it's not given, and Hong Kong try and go down the side. Sanir with another huge carry. Brendan Nell slipped to Zach, well taken by Joe Barker, and Sawyer finds himself in a bit of space with that famous leg drive. Once again, making a great gain line. Ball's there, out to Joe Barker again. Plays back on the inside. Brumbies over it, they're asking questions.
There is opportunity out here to the right if they can find the players. Can we move it out into those wide channels? Just getting caught. Maybe 2 passes away from where the ball needed to be. Perhaps the hint of a tip tackle there. Hong Kong still maintaining possession, but it is very scrappy. And just as I say that, there's a small knock on there from number 17 again, Sunia Fomitao. Just that lack of shape, perhaps with those tired bodies out there.
It's great defence from Brumbies, you can't take it away, but it just looks like, Jamie, when we get wide, finally, we run out of ideas a bit, and then we're asking too much of the forwards. The backs need to be taking that ball on the front foot, as Joe Barker loves to, and finding holes to go through. Good attack from Hong Kong. but not great. They'll be looking to build if they want to bring the scoreline closer.
Very difficult to attack against this Brumbies rush defence. They do come outside in, have shut off that wide channel. Perhaps that little bit of X factor that Joe Barker brings needs to be unleashed in the final 20 minutes of this match.
Brumbies will be looking to slow everything down and see this one out, whereas Hong Kong will be aiming for the opposite. It's going to be a real close one here, Jamie, if Hong Kong can score next.
It's great to see such a close contest and a challenge for Hong Kong rugby. This game marks a wider relationship with the ACT Brumbies. Already mentioned Stephen Larkham has played a part this week in training with the Hong Kong boys as Hong Kong defend a Brumbies wide starter. Good line speed there by Carl Sullivan. Gets back to his feet. Good defensive intent again from Hong Kong.
Release 18.
Need to keep putting these players under pressure, as Carl Sullivan does there. And this kick looks to have gone straight out. Good pressure there from Carl Sullivan. Good keenness since arriving on the pitch. Hong Kong will have a line out now and another opportunity just outside the Brumbies 22.
As we approach the 60-minute mark, it seems these small handling and decision-making errors creeping into the Brumbies game. As we said, very early on in their season, so Hong Kong will be looking to exploit on this. Hong Kong, a well-polished outfit, and it's a great line out once again taken by McNutt, who seems uncrackable today, and a huge carry up the middle, setting a tackle both sides for Hong Kong as Brendan keeps the ball going. The ball's available. Brumbies are stacked down the right side, but Hong Kong go there anyway.
Joe Barker pulling the strings with a nice wrap-around second-man play. Hong Kong still struggling to make meters now with that rush Brumbies defence. You feel if they can get round it and into those wide channels, they might be able to pose more of an attacking threat. Joe Barker playing Carl Sullivan in. Marcus Ramage looking for that inside ball.
Release!
There are spaces in and around that ruck now for Hong Kong. It's miscommunication on attack there from Hong Kong. Hong Kong perhaps struggling now to fire on all cylinders. A few crossed wires in the shape. Definitely some tired bodies out there. This guy Spanton goes down with perhaps some suspected cramp on the wing. He's done a lot of running today.
Substitute at 9. Eric Choi comes on. A well-earned rest for Brendan now, who's been amazing this game. Very, very busy. He can go rest his groin. Hong Kong come in. I think they'll be discussing what happens after phase 5, 6 or 7 in attack, is where they're coming slightly unstuck and seem a bit out of ideas. Jamie, if it was up to me, I'd say there's more options available than forward carries and finding marks. Those probing kicks did so well for Hong Kong in the first half. I wouldn't be afraid to put in some attacking kicks now, as Brumbies are letting some mistakes creep into their game, and we've got some great tall ball chasers, and we've got a riled up Carl Sullivan looking to go win back some ball.
It's a dangerous man, Carl Sullivan, when he's riled up. Joe Barker is not a man to shy away from those sort of attacking kicks. Very much an X-factor player when he wants to be. New scrum half, Eric Choi, is a speedster in and around the ruck. He'll be looking to increase the tempo, get that ball moving.
Dylan McCann and Guy Spanton set deep in the backfield. Seems they expected the kick coming, but Brumbies opt to run with a great pair of hands. Eric Choi, a hard welcome to the game.
Advantage, high tackle.
As Dylan McCann mops up for him, but slips up. Brumbies with penalty advantage, which we know they're so dangerous with.
You got advantage.
And they're picking off around the base of the ruck. That's a huge carry. And an even better offload to the captain, and who else to go over but Declan Meredith. Great passage of play from Brumbies, and a tough one to concede for Hong Kong.
The difference there on the attack between Super Rugby outfit and Hong Kong is when they've made that gain line, when they have that momentum, they're able to maintain it, stay on that front foot, keep moving forward. And it's just so hard to defend when that happens, isn't it, Sebi? You feel like you're chasing shadows. Hong Kong in that event there, chasing a lot of bodies.
That's it, Jamie. It's that variation in the Brumbies attack, with the first half opting for a very aggressive contestable kicking game, which means Hong Kong have to be set and set deep, with winger Guy Spanton finding himself deep in the backfield, allowing Brumbies the opportunity to attack. It's tough for Hong Kong, and it's what they'll be looking to do in their next phase of attack, is vary up that game. It's the kick space leads to the run space, and Brumbies executed perfectly as Hong Kong come back with now a slightly bigger mountain to climb. 35-21.
As the scoreboard is updated to 42-21, Hong Kong trailing by 21 points, the 3 converted tries.
Sorry, Jamie.
Opportunity again now to take play into the Brumbies half. Solid take by second row Caden Neville. James Rivers on this short side, looking to put scrum half Dan Nelson under pressure, but he's executed a good kick. It seemed to be a 50-50 in the air, but no, Matt Rodden has called it. Dylan McCann rising just that much higher than fullback Austin Anderson and winning the penalty. Matt Rodden adjudicating that Anderson went underneath him.
Yeah, he seemed to take a while to call that. That seemed pretty clear cut. Dylan McCann again playing with the confidence we're used to from the youngster, flying up to claim the high ball and winning Hong Kong a penalty in the process. And he brushes the AstroTurf and felt off himself and gets back up. What an effort that was. Joe Barker wasting no time as play returns to drill it deep into the left corner, and Hong Kong needing something magic here to get themselves in the game. Brumbies equaling their try tally from the first half in the second, with Hong Kong yet to respond. Hong Kong will be desperate to score here and give themselves a chance.
Carl Sullivan losing the ball at the top of the line-out. Hong Kong in the shape of Guy Spanton managing to smuggle it away, but unlawfully playing the ball on the ground there and coming off their feet. Hong Kong have lost the ball. Another opportunity goes a-begging for Hong Kong. That must be the 3rd or 4th time managed to win possession.
Just on your box kicks,
and a penalty kick into the Brumbies 22 or 5 metre line and not come away with any points. Shows the experience of the ACT Brumbies to raise their game defensively when they need to. And now they are back on attack, carrying up to just outside the Hong Kong 22.
Huge shift from Harry
Number
Barrett.
15 at the front of the line out here for the Brumbies, looking to set a little bit of a special move. But Hong Kong have managed to slow it down, but there he is with a carry off the front of the line out, trying a little bit of a special play. Well dealt with by Hong Kong. James Sawyer putting in some hard yards, and a kick in behind. Dylan McCann caught perhaps napping in the middle of the field. Well executed by Shane Wilcox on the right wing for the ACT Brumbies. A lovely measured kick in behind by Declan Meredith, showing all the tools in his toolbox today. Another bounce, and that would have gone out of bounds there, Sebi. Beautifully measured.
Beautifully measured indeed. It was a lovely weighted kick, and again, Brumbies starting to exploit maybe some tired legs in Hong Kong, as Hong Kong opting to drop just one back that time and leave everyone in the line, and leaving a lot of space there for the seasoned Declan Meredith. When you leave him space, he'll take it.
And you guys got it, so I'll play on. I could be wrong, but yeah.
A sub for Hong Kong Harry Barron, an amazing shift. Did really well, the young man, with his first start, and on comes Callum Scott.
Behind the ball.
Fantastic in and around the set piece, but also a very dangerous open field player, and he'll be looking to get his hands on the ball and replicate the speed of his opposite number, Chris Mickelson, who we saw burning down the touchline in the first half. Let's hope for something special from Callum Scott.
Looks to perhaps be an injury here to number 20, Jack Bartlett, who makes his way gingerly back to the half-lay line as Meredith knocks over the other two. Meredith, flawless from the tee, flawless in attack, flawless for the Brumbies tonight. Jack Bartlett seems to be playing on. Not any more subs to come on for Hong Kong at the moment. A good kick option to go the other side from Barker to test out the other receiving pod. Hong Kong looking to pen the Brumbies into their half here. But a nice relieving kick from the Brumbies takes play up to the 10-metre line.
As Callum Scott enters the game, every substitute hooker's dream, starting with an under pressure line out. If there's one man who can deliver, it's Callum Scott as he goes over the top for the back ball. The miss pass comes, was it deliberate? Not sure. Well mopped up by Dylan McCann, who sees a bit of space in front. He fights for every yard he can get.
I think Red's up as well, Thomas.
Another ball down through the legs. Brumbies fly hacking it. Well mopped up by Ramage, but this is looking scrappy for Hong Kong, but Ramage says I'll take it as he gets bundled back, beats one, beats two, but then gets driven back. Hong Kong on their own 10. Joe Barker sees the space open up. That's a great ball. Tommy Hill takes it well. And we're playing Zach Cinnamon at 9.
You can't play the 9.
It's all a bit chaotic that, Jamie, but Hong Kong need speed.
They do indeed, Sebi. You can see there glimpses of what Hong Kong can do. Just don't have the execution at the moment. Speaking of execution, Joe Barker looked to have missed touch, but I think Matt Rodden, he did miss touch, but Matt Rodden's given a knock on, and it'll be a Hong Kong scrum on the right-hand side, just outside the Brumbies 22. There's been a change for the Brumbies as well, with fly half Joe Dillon coming on. I think captain Declan Meredith has moved back into that full-back role.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, thumbs off for the prop as well, so you've got a bit of time.
With a bit of a reshuffle in the Brumbies back line. Number 11, Hudson Crichton, making way, with Caden Pritchard moving to the wing, and Austin Anderson moving into the centres from fullback.
Some weary bodies on the pitch here, Jamie. And it's going to be a tough flight for Hong Kong as they start their journey to Portugal tonight. Portugal being the first cap game in a while, which is huge for the world ranking points. Portugal sitting a spot or two above Hong Kong. Hong Kong will be desperate to win that away. That game is on Saturday the 15th at 3 p.m. Portuguese time at the Estadio Nacional Lisbon. So any Hong Kongers who have expatriated to Portugal can get yourselves down. For the rest of us, we'll be joining in from here. Speaking of rugby, Jamie, we've got a belter tonight. Football Club also showing Ireland, Japan at a very palatable 8:40, and Scotland, New Zealand. And then for the late birds, England, Italy and France all have big matches, but I'll be enjoying those with my morning coffee. But for now, Hong Kong have the put in, and it's a dominant scrum. Eric Choi might leave it there. He pulls it out. The show and go, and what a go it is, and he's gone all the way. What a try for Ramage. Unbelievable, and just what Hong Kong needed at this point to potentially get themselves back in the game, or at least show this great crowd down at Sports Road what they can do. High fives all round and well deserved. And now the burden falls on Joe Barker to finish off what the other 10s have been doing and slot it from the corner.
What a show of pace from Marcus Ramage. Not only did he break through the defensive line. He rounded Caden Pritchard, the Brumbies speedster, and finished in the corner. Again, those sparks of creativity of what Hong Kong can produce. A dominant scrum there, perhaps a little bit untidy at the back, but still managing to execute with that front foot ball. That's what they've been crying out for in the second half, and when they've got it, they have executed.
Joe Barker wasting no time. The tee came on a bit late. He's had a bloody good go, but the first one to not quite make it. Hong Kong will take a lot from that scrappy play, and Hong Kong capitalising on some tired bodies. 49-26, 9.5 minutes to go. We've seen it done before. Let's hope for it again.
That score rousing the crowd here at Sports Road with a huge cheer for the Hong Kong China team. A slight knock on there by Jack Bartlett off the kickoff for Hong Kong, but the Brumbies are playing with the advantage as Meredith now plays another ball in behind for his winger, who has executed again. Shane Wilcox straight back onto attack. That connection between Declan Meredith and Shane Wilcox seems to be telepathic. A coach killer, that. Post points process not there for Hong Kong after that score. And again, conceding another try close to the sticks.
That's tough, Jamie, but that kick, full credit to the Brumbies, unbelievable weight to it. He's threaded the needle, and he's asked a lot of questions with that grubber. And Brumbies looking like a well-drilled side, not a side at the start of their pre-season. Declan Meredith lines this one up, and for all the money in the world, you'd expect him to get it. Hong Kong will be looking to explode out and make the most of these last 8 minutes in front of the home crowd.
He struck it very nicely again as the flags go up. And the AR, Shane Barnes and Thomas Ahn, brings the scores up to 56-26 to the ACT Brumbies. Scoreboard ticking over rapidly in these final minutes. A short kickoff from Joe Barker to test that Brumbies outfit. Hong Kong looking to impose themselves defensively on the Brumbies now. Brumbies have won a penalty. Hong Kong's indiscretions at breakdown starting to tell.
Hong Kong just slightly eager to get something going there. They're trying to force the issue at the breakdown, and Matt Rodden had said no to that. Brumbies taking their time to find touch.
You're right, Sebi, but it's an easy get out for the Brumbies, and they will have the throw in on the far side.
Hold, boys.
The Brumbies have dropped one of their front rowers and back rowers into the back line here, perhaps looking to use them in the midfield off this maul. And the fullback again in tight, that special move they've used before. Matt Rodden calling a forward pass.
Hong Kong scrum just outside their 22. Jamie, you think they'll be playing it safe here, or you think it'll be time to roll the dice?
Shoulders up.
I was always a man to roll the dice, Sebi, and I think Joe Barker is too. I'd love to see him chance his arm here. Brumbies having to drop to both wingers on the half. And the fullback Marathon deep, a lot of space out wide.
That's a lot of space for the mustachio. Guy Spanton fully behind November this year. Hopefully we'll get a close-up of him soon.
Sit!
And the pudding comes in. The backs are creeping round.
Use!
And who else but Tommy Hill? And Hong Kong looking to roll the dice. Hopefully it's a Yahtzee. Eric Choi goes back, and we're playing rugby. Great carry from Sunir. It's all slow here. Maybe this is too much, and Hong Kong say let's get rid. And the duty lies on Eric Choi as he sets up for a box kick. He leaves it contestable. It's a beautiful box kick. And the claim goes backwards, and Hong Kong are all over them. Eric Choi pulls out of the back. This is beautiful rugby. Dylan McCann finds Tommy Hill. There's space in front. Bab says, no thank you, we'll go back inside. It's opening up for him.
Yeah, Ben Axton Burnett took one, took it, got the limping Guy Spanton and thought better of it. But Hong Kong are still on the attack here. Can they keep that ball moving? It looks to be snaffled away by the Brumbies, who have taken a quick tap. And they are now on the attack here. Hong Kong just making the 10-metre line back here. A flowing move with an inside ball.
But it's well forward. And Jamie, as you can see, how dangerous Hong Kong are when they're chasing their own box kicks. It's a tactic you feel like maybe should have been deployed a bit earlier in this half. But the well forward ball and a multitude of Brumbies players on the ground, and a couple for Hong Kong as well. It's been a taxing game, a lot of free-flowing rugby. Hands on heads, but Eric Choi calling for the ball. He's ready to get going.
Sit up, please.
You're right, a man who has imposed himself in the minutes he's had so far in this game, trying to speed up that ruck ball as best he can. And that's when Hong Kong's attack looks the most threatening. We've got another opportunity here now as well.
Please. Crouch.
Slightly easier for the Brumbies to defend from the scrum, being inside their half, thus taking away the 50-22 option of the kick. It's a strong scrum by Hong Kong, and the arm goes out from Matt Rodden. Can Eric Choi make a little break? Perhaps that was the time to move it and test the Brumbies' defence, but Hong Kong still have the penalty.
Great dominant scrum from Hong Kong there. Sanir showing a little bit about what he knows to the Brumbies boys, but you just feel like with those advantages, you want the ball in Joe Barker's hands as quickly as possible. I know he wants it there to try and inject something into the game. Another great kick for touch, and Callum Scott sprints to the ball to claim it.
Huge cheers from the crowd on that near side. Roar up. A well-executed liner. Again, another positive from this evening's endeavours. As Callum Scott breaks away from that rolling maul. And Hong Kong back on attack. Again, Hong Kong have lost that ball. Just that lack of continuity, perhaps, on attack with the ACT Brumbies replacement hooker. Lepina Atta, I believe, getting over that ball. Hong Kong have had the opportunities inside the Brumbies half. They've spent a long time down there, Seb. They've had many line-outs. It hasn't been the set piece tonight that has let them down. They've executed very nicely in there.
Floating ball from Brumbies, pulled out the back twice, but it's gone loose. And who else would claim it? So it's Marcus Ramage as he goes under for his double.
Fortune favours the brave. Marcus Ramage has kept on going tonight, has put himself in positions, has worked very hard, and has come away with 2 tries.
It just shows this eagerness of Hong Kong. Any bounce of the ball, any scraps they can have, they can take it.
Joe Barker does not have his clubs with him tonight. He's missed a second there. Not that it will make too much of a dent on the scoreboard. The Brumbies still leading 56 points to 31. And have kicked off and won the ball back.
The crowd getting their money worth here, Jamie. A high probing sevens kickoff, which is well taken by the Brumbies, and they're looking to attack for one more time.
Keep moving!
30 seconds to go, and the Brumbies pen. Lan Kwai Fung calling the name of the Brumbies players, and Cathay Pacific calling the name of the Hong Kong players. Brumbies with one last chance to get on the scoreboard, and Hong Kong one more opportunity to show their mettle and defend, but he's gone too far, and now Hong Kong have the final chance.
A rare error there from Meredith, pushing that kick perhaps a little bit too far. Too many Weetabix this morning. As the final hooter sounds, this will be the last play. We are now on Matt Rodden's watch. Brumbies still leading 56 points to 31 against this Hong Kong China team. A last chance for a spark from this Hong Kong team to give the crowd a little bit of something else to cheer about this evening. Another strong scrum. Hong Kong on attack. Brumbies look to be offside. A lovely chip kick in behind. Can it be regathered by Dylan McCann? No. ACT Brumbies have brought it back in the shape of left wing Hudson Crichton, who has now found replacement 10, number 23, Joe Dillon, kicking inside for that man, Shane Wilcox, who has made a career tonight after chasing grubber kicks, that being his third collected this evening.
And Shane Wilcox with magnets in his hands. A great kick from Tommy Hill, but the bounce unfortunately didn't fall Hong Kong's way. There's only one way it's falling tonight, and that's the way of Shane Wilcox as he goes over for his third. Hong Kong regroup under the post. A lot of positives from today, Jamie. A lot of positives, but a lot of work-ons as well as they approach that ever-important test next Saturday.
Indeed, Sebi. As you mentioned, next Saturday is the one. All games matter, but that is a vital stage in Hong Kong Rugby's future draw for the 2027 Rugby World Cup in Australia. And they will have targeted that game as one to win. It will be a tough challenge away in Lisbon after a long-haul flight following this match. Lots of bruised bodies on that long haul, but lots to build on in this coming week. Encouraging signs, as you say, Sebi. Lots of errors that have been improved upon since last week against, 2 weeks ago against Japanese A side, who very much tested Hong Kong, and a lot of players who will have put their hands up for that selection in Lisbon and given coaches Andrew Douglas and Logan Asplin a bit of a headache on that flight.
Absolutely, Jamie, a seriously gutsy performance, and a lot of men who can be very proud. Wishing Brumbies the best as they go into their season, and wishing Hong Kong even more for next weekend. But yeah, really, really good performance. A big build on from Japan, and they'll keep building. Hong Kong just looking a little bit out of ideas sometimes in their attack as they enter the latter phases, but a lot of promise and a lot of huge efforts.
Future is bright for the ACT Brumbies though, Sebi, with many of their wider fringe squad players impressing tonight. And what a treat for the Sports Road faithful and the Hong Kong China rugby fans to have such a team with such huge pedigree here in Hong Kong and playing in such an intimate venue as Hong Kong Football Club. I'm sure we'll be seeing many more of these players in the coming months in Super Rugby. Special mentions to the captain, Declan Meredith, who pulled the strings magnificently at 10 tonight. But I believe the Hong Kong China Rugby man of the match for Hong Kong China Rugby is Tyler McNutt. Thoughts on that, Sebi?
I mean, what a game that man's had. He's been busy, he's carried, he's scored twice, he's kicked, he's shown all the facets of his game, and it's a well-deserved man of the match. A few other standout performances, you can't look away from Ramage. He was like a seriously feisty dog on chips when it came to loose balls, and he put 2 of them down in the right end. But all credit to Tyler McNutt as he meets the speedy Mascot way by.
2 winners in the photograph there together. The Mascot winner and the winner of man of the match. Tyler McNutt, a young man who has been given some opportunities here and definitely grasped them with both hands, winning the man of the match title today. Perhaps a bit bittersweet for somebody on the losing team, but definitely somebody who's put his hand up to be in that test squad next week in Lisbon.
And what a hotly contested back row that is, Jamie, with Pierce West, another talisman of the team, being rested. It's great headaches for coaches to have. They love to see it. This positional competition and multiple names putting their hats in the ring.
You are very much correct there, Sebi. Pierce McKinley West, a different character in that back row, being rested tonight. Coaches opting for a more physical, perhaps, back row, and all performing. Tyler McNutt, Joshua Hurstich, James Sawyer and Jack Bartlett when he made his way onto the pitch. Lovely to see the Hong Kong team grouping after this loss to the ACT Brumbies, and I'm sure they will do a trip round the pitch to thank the fans, as is customary at their second home in Sports Road.
Thank you, Jamie. It's been a pleasure. Thanks to all of you for joining in. Thanks to those who came down. And as always, Gayao and Gong.